Hello, a very warm welcome from Fratton Park. I'm Patrick Lay. It seems impossible to say the name Alan Knight without thinking of all things Portsea Island. But back in the mid-70s, when a young aspiring teenage goalkeeper from Balham had the opportunity to be a Pompey apprentice, his first thought was, well, where is Portsmouth? Subsequently, between 1978 and 2000, it's fair to say he knew just a thing or two about playing between the sticks for the club. Good afternoon, Alan.
How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Good to see you. Good to see you. I touched then on your embryonic stages at the club. Tell us about your first team debut.
Well, my debut obviously was up at Rotherham. We'd already been relegated. I don't think we hadn't won a game away from home that season.
How did we get on that day?
And we won 1-0. So
clean sheet.
Got a clean sheet as well. And to give the lads their due, they far too late, obviously, played out of their skins. Whether Rotherham were thinking about the beaches and the end of the season already, who's to say? But for a young 16-year-old, it was a great day and one that I'll always remember.
Yeah, I'm going to say any debut is going to be a very special occasion. Clean sheet, 1-0 win. Is there a game, I mean, there's plenty to choose from, that you would say it was one that's closest to your heart for whatever reason?
Well, obviously that one. Over 801 games, I mean, there's loads. There is literally loads, and I've been asked this question quite a few times, and it changes more or less every time I have a good real think about it. I mean, we had a launch of a book here the other night, and I'd spoken about the Nottingham Forest game, then I switched to how the game before that cup game at Middlesbrough, although I didn't have a lot to do.
Yeah. That
was to go to Middlesbrough at that time and go there and win 4-2. Darren Adston was on fire. Obviously, and then you forget games, I've got to be honest, and people bring up games from earlier on, games down at Plymouth in my early career.
That's when we won the old Division 3.
And then the one when we won the old Division 3. And so there's plenty that do sort of come to mind. But I suppose if I've got to pick one out, it would be Brighton here at Fratton Park.
Oh, yes.
It was at home and
yes.
We drew 0-0. So that for me, playing at home.
I've seen the saves on. I was there that day actually. I remember there was a particular double save you pulled off, wasn't there, down at the Fratton end? I remember that game very well. So excellent. Well, in all your time of playing, was there ever an opponent you used? I mean, you'd come across many great players where you thought, oh God, not him again.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, I think unfortunately never played against him enough. But the likes of Peter Beardsley.
Oh right, yeah.
Fantastic player.
Very fast, wasn't he, as well?
Yeah, I mean, his feet were fantastic, and I watched a little bit of them on YouTube and stuff quite recently, and you forget just what ability the man had. He was always one. Steve Ball at Wolves.
Yeah, England international.
He smashed the ball. He could hit the ball, and you knew all about it.
Proper hard shot he had.
He was, yeah. And then you have your normal ones. John Fashanu. I know he wasn't the one that caused my cheek break, but whenever we played him, when he was at Millwall, Wimbledon, he was always pretty physical. So those sort of ones, but that's the way it was back in the day. So as I say, to pick one out would be difficult because I've been lucky enough to play against some really, really top class.
And there's some contrasting talents. You've said that obviously with Beardsley, being a very sort of clever winger and stuff, and then obviously a very sort of powerful striker like Fashanu, so different sorts of styles.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, and as I say, the question, I mean, if I'm being perfectly honest, I thought Justin Fashanu was...
His older brother, yeah.
His older brother was a lovely guy, obviously really sad circumstances surrounding his death. But as a player and as a person, I don't think you could have met many better than him.
Really nice individual, yeah. Well, obviously this stadium here speaks for itself for you, but was there an away ground you used to really enjoy playing at more than another, or was there some away grounds more than others?
Well, there was some that I didn't like playing at, Plough Lane being one of them, for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I've heard about that own goal.
The own goal and obviously the cheekbone break and stuff. So the things never really went great there. But I suppose favourite grounds, we always seem to do well at White Hart Lane, reasonably well. Didn't play there enough, but against Spurs always seemed to do okay there. And I think I'd have to say you've got to say the likes of Anfield, as I say, didn't play there nearly enough. and we lost there. But and Man United, I mean, Old Trafford, the iconic stadium.
Well, that's it. You can't, beat the sort of massive stages, can you? Really?
No. So. And as I say, so lucky enough to play there. And I was reading today's programme, and it was on about back in the old days in Div 1. We got beat 4-0 at Anfield. And there was 44,000.
The old cop that I had and everything.
Yeah, the old cop.
Full cry.
Yeah, so I mean, and sometimes you sort of forget those things, but no, great times.
Well, you received countless accolades for your ability when playing for Pompey and loyalty for the club and the city. None more so though than an MBE in 2001.
Yeah, I mean that came through, and I thought that. It was the lads winding me up.
And the Queen's New Year's Honours list and everything. Yeah,
well, the official letter comes through from Downing Street, but I had played an April Fool's joke on Kev the Clipman here just prior to that, and we photocopied on. I don't know if I can get in trouble for this. Official tax things, and adopted it that he owed, I think, about £10,000 in tax.
I think they'd have known you were much.
It was an April Fool's joke, but that did backfire on me because I know it upset Kev's wife, and I apologise for that. But anyway, this come through, and I had to get verification from the secretary here, Paul Weld at the time. But no, great honour and totally out of the blue. I never thought I'd get one. Never really thought I deserved one, to be honest.
Well, I mean the appearances. 801 appearances for the club. I think that's a record. In fact, it is definitely a record ever for a goalkeeper for one club.
Yeah, but I mean, I was doing my job and enjoying. Lucky enough to do something I enjoyed, and to get that sort of record. For me at the time, I've got to be honest, I saw that as people who were doing stuff out of their own time, charity stuff and what have you. I know it was linked to the charity stuff I did alongside my job, but I just saw it as part of my job as it is now as an ambassador. But as I say, I mean, no, it's a great honour and fantastic. It's actually over there in the cabinet. I allowed the club to
that's very nice.
To display it. So, but no, great honour and a great day out.
Brilliant. And of course, after 30 years of both a player and goalkeeping coach here at Pompey, you had a stint, I believe, over in Dallas. What was the footballing culture like that side of the pond?
Well, I think now that it's being more shown on Sky, and obviously a few more of the Brits have or the English lads have gone out there with Gerrard and Lampard now. I know coming towards the end of their time, but the standard back then was just a year. Well, I was there the year before Beckham went out there.
Oh right.
At FC Dallas.
Yeah, I suppose
so. It was just before he actually went out, and that's where things were starting to build. I always felt they were a generation behind. It was massive out there, soccer. The kids coming through are very knowledgeable. The parents at the time weren't
as sort of
and I knew that the next lot would come through. And to be honest, they're quickening up, and they're not far off now. I think they're going to be a big soccer nation, footballing nation.
And so they've got the resources there as well, haven't they?
They certainly are. I mean,
obviously it's space to build academies.
It's a big sporting nation, and it's cheaper for them to go in. I know the ladies have always been top notch, and the men's team, to be honest, in the last few World Cups have always been in. I'm not far off the players' quarterfinals and the semi-finals. So I don't think it'll be far before they're in the finals and possibly even winning it.
Well, yeah, it do make you wonder with these things. I mean, there's someone again I've touched on there about your charity work. Done endless amounts for the community. Where I can think of like any events at schools, charities, fundraising, you name it. You always hear of Alan Knight involved. You must be very proud of the work that the Trust have done, not only to save the club, but to sustain it going forward. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty remarkable what they managed to do, and especially the news recently of the debt being basically cleared and what have you. And, that was a big thing, that was.
And with what they had to take on, and I think people don't, or can't, I mean, I struggle to get my head around what they actually managed to do.
Yeah.
And thankfully we had a understanding and caring judge at the time. I think that helped as well. But since then, off the field, the club have gone leaps and bounds to try and get it back to where we all believe it should be.
Yeah.
And on field, it's taken a little bit longer, but there's been reasons for that. And the guys that have come in and tried to manage the club and get it through, I mean, there's reasons why things didn't sort of happen as quickly as people wanted to. With embargoes and you could only have certain players that you could go out and get in because we had restrictions. That's been eased. I mean, Paul Cook's come in, he's brought in some real top quality players, and I think we're seeing that at the moment.
Oh, definitely. Very entertaining they've become as well. So.
And hopefully, as I say, things have been going well off the pitch. We've made a few mistakes, which everyone will do.
Yeah,
but they've been honest, and I think if there's honest mistakes, people accept that. But there's been far more positive things happen than not. So. Yeah, I mean, it's been a truly remarkable thing, and everyone in Pompey and everyone associated with the club should be mightily proud of what they've done to manage to keep this club going.
Certainly, and obviously a good blueprint now for other clubs going forward.
Yeah, well, you've got Newport County now, and I believe the trust
have been taken over now.
They have, yeah, and I believe the club have been in touch with them, and I think well, they are. There's a few. I think Wimbledon still are, and the likes of and the Lutons of the world. So, I mean, going forward, it becomes a little bit more difficult because money rules the world, but at the moment, as I say, it's been a remarkable job everyone's done.
Absolutely. Alan, it's been a real joy chatting to you. A genuine Pompey legend, and on a personal note, certainly one of my boyhood heroes, and a man with a very unique record. 801 appearances for a goalkeeper over 4 different decades and in 4 different divisions, all for the same club. From Portsmouth, a very good day to you all.